Hello, everybody. It's Krista Madrid with Cafe con Krista, and I have my friend Christine Lewis here. LewCee, as we call her. BigLew. What else do they call you?
Little Lew. Lou. Lubriderm is the latest one right now.
That must be an in the field kind of thing.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those nicknames that kind of just get stuck with you. So,
Kind of big brother-ish kind of things. Oh,
exactly.
Those big brothers.
So I have to fight my way out of that one.
Well, if it's any consolation, my son's last name is Lucero, and the boys call him LewCee, and it really upsets him.
Man, yeah. So, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Busy, good. Trying to stay safe and keep everybody else safe during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm everywhere, so I'm probably a little more of a problem. So thank you for having me in your house.
No problem. You're always welcome. For everybody who doesn't know that, Krista actually sold me this house that we're having this interview today.
Yes, and we should have did this during the daytime because to show everybody that beautiful backyard of yours.
I know.
She's
finally green again.
An outdoor haven, an outdoor office. COVID has been very kind to her outside.
Yeah, I love it. I didn't know that I liked the house as much as I did, but COVID has really made me fall in love with this house. So
that is music to my ears.
Yeah,
music to my real estate ears.
The right house for me.
So Christine is one of the Wonder Women in my life, and I adore her. For so many reasons, and I wanted to share her with you guys because she's a gift. She truly is a gift, and gosh, you've been through so much in the little amount of time that I've known you, and yet here you are, cheery and happy and just loving life.
Yeah, I think, okay, so a little bit about me. My name is Christine, and I'm 100% Navajo, so that in itself is hard to come by. And then I'm also somebody who's worked in the oil field. I've been in the military for about 10 years, and I've gone to college. So all of those things I never really thought I would do. And I have a family. So like I have a little girl who's 5 years old, who's my entire world. And you would ask me 5.5 years ago if I was going to have a little girl, I would have told you, no way, Jose.
Yep.
But I think me coming from what I came from, when I was younger, my family was pretty tight, my extended family. And, coming from a Native community, there's that social economic issues.
Yes.
So, and those were very present. There was a lot of, the alcoholism is just something that happens.
It's self-medicating in any community, but you're right.
Yep.
It seems more prevalent in those smaller communities.
Yep. And, I was unfortunately or fortunately, it definitely was something that we dealt with. And my extended family members tried to make sure that I understood what was happening. Like, they didn't try to sugarcoat it.
Right.
But in the end, it turned out to be one of my greatest tools I had in my pocket. It wasn't that those people were bad. It's just I wanted to live a life that was a little bit different than that.
They didn't know any other way.
Yeah.
And now you did, because somebody else was giving you some knowledge of what's really going on and really how life should be.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'm grateful for every single life, I guess, milestone, hardship, celebration. I'm grateful for all of that.
Right.
But you definitely, I think, in order to be successful, you kind of got to know what it's like to be unsuccessful.
You have to know what it's like to hurt.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And that hurt can mean so many different things to so many different people. It could be financially hurt, socioeconomically hurt. It could be sheltered kind of hurt. It could be, whatever hurt means to you. That's what drives us to get out of that situation or out of that lifestyle. That's what drives us to be a chain breaker.
Yeah, exactly. Chain breaker. Yeah.
Because we can we think we're doing better. And for the next few generations, Ava's grandchildren can say, I'm breaking chains. And you're going to say, what chains?
Yeah. What chains, lady?
And that's kind of like what your family said is what chains?
Mm-hmm.
What chains are you talking about? This is how life is. No, it's going to be different and improved as every generation goes on and on and on.
Yeah. And, I love my family. I'm very proud of the fact that I am Navajo and I come from the reservation. And my family has gone through a lot of hardship too. And to discount any of that would be not good. It would be a disservice to them. So anything that I accomplish in my life is definitely because of the foundation that was built. Starting with my grandmother, she worked very hard all the way till the end of her life to make sure that family was a cornerstone in every generation that she left behind.
Right. And I remember how important that was to you, because I remember I told you I was going to let you pick your own hurdles, but this is one hurdle that really stands out to me is you lost your mom and your grandma in the same year.
Yeah,
that was really hard on you. It was really rough on you. And, we all have our dark moments, our dark days, and dark doesn't mean that she was trying to hurt herself. Please don't let me misrepresent, but, you were down and out for a little bit, but you still showed up to work. You still showed up with your friends. You still showed up when you saw someone else down. And where was everybody when you needed? And you didn't look at things like that. You never, ever, I never saw you look at anything like that. You never said that. And you never acted like that. And yet there you were, lifting other people up, showing them good days, good ways, training us at work, training different people at work, and just giving of yourself when it seemed like there was nothing more to give.
Oh, yeah. There was tons of that. But, the way I looked at it was it made me feel good to help someone else.
So that was your therapy.
It was my therapy, keeping busy, helping people, teaching people. And I didn't realize it, but teaching is something that I really love, because I'm in the military. I teach cops how to be cops. And I teach, they're called security forces. I teach security forces members how to be in battle and how to do battle drills and how to be in some of the worst times of their life and be good at it.
Right.
So I didn't realize how much I loved it. And I'm a part-time kindergarten teacher. So all you school moms, virtual moms, I feel your pain. I can't even feel what the actual teacher is. She must be struggling.
And they have a classroom of these little gremlins.
Yeah, they have a classroom of them. So if you're a kindergarten teacher or a teacher in general, thank you. I appreciate the heck out of you right now.
Yeah, I think this is the direction that teaching will likely go, and it makes me worry for the teachers, because as much as we need them, COVID's saying we really don't, and that's really unfortunate.
And they work so hard to get the little bit that they get, the little bit of pay wise. Nobody goes to be a teacher because they want to get paid. That's one thing I've learned. But they've worked so hard and gone through break through so many glass ceilings to have COVID hit, and you're not as essential as you thought you were. But I'm still on the teacher side, so if you're a teacher, I'm for you.
So I did tell you before I turned on the recording that I'd let you pick your own hurdles. In your eyes, what are the biggest hurdles that you had to overcome to get where you are today? Because you've come a long way in the little time that I've known you.
Yeah.
You're a climber. You're a life climber.
It was rough there. So with a little bit of background, Christa and I, we have worked together, and she became my real estate agent. But underneath all that, she's been my friend the most. So
I tried.
I've deployed multiple times since we've known each other, and I've dealt with some pretty harsh things that you would have on a deployment. A deployment's not easy. A lot of people don't join the military because they're looking for a safe place to be all the time.
Right.
Yeah, it's financially, it's paycheck, but some of the things that you're exposed to in a deployment environment, just in a military environment, I mean, like some of those things were hard to deal with because of just the seclusion that you're with and the mission that you're supposed to be doing. So that followed me around for a long time, and it still follows me around. And I've gone through multiple deployments, and I've learned that when I first joined the military, I was like, "Hoorah! We're gonna go and kill all the bad guys, and we're gonna go into another country, and we're gonna throw our flag down, and we're gonna make everything all better." And then when I got there, it was like, all these people are just looking for a safe life. They're looking for food. They're women and children that need help, that have no safety blanket.
Right.
And I thought of myself. I thought of my mom at the time. I didn't have my daughter, but I thought about my mom, about my grandmother, and I thought about, like, if they had to walk to go get water, and they had to step on a bomb or something. They're just people trying to make it.
Just trying to live.
Like, it's just a person trying to make it to old age. And that really hurt me, like, that deep down. Because, I mean, I couldn't even imagine living an entire life like that.
No.
Let alone having children. Now that I have a kid, it's just, it's opened my eyes up to a whole new emotional dimension. Like, I didn't realize, I'm reading this book, and it's about emotional intelligence.
Okay.
And I didn't realize how much I suppress because I don't want to deal with those things. And when I came home from a deployment, I lost, on the very, very day that I came home, I lost my mother. She died because of some physical organ problems, but
give us 1 minute.
We're
going to pause for a moment. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us and being patient with us. But we have two little ones roaming around, kindergartner and a pre-K.
Yeah.
So we have to answer to those two.
Yeah, they wanted real money.
What is that? It's plastic these days. Would they know what real money looks like?
Ava does. There's a fairy that comes and gets her money.
Got it.
Not Tooth Fairy, just a regular fairy.
Right.
Okay.
Whatever works.
So back to what I was saying.
Yeah, you lost your mom the day you came home.
Yep. I lost my mom the day I came home, and it was literally like I came home and I wasn't going to surprise her. I wasn't going to tell her I was home. I was just going to surprise her at her favorite restaurant. But something, when I got to New Hampshire, first of all, I was sick as a dog the entire way home. They almost left me in Germany because I was incoherent, too sick to travel, and I was like, nope, I'm getting home. I'm getting out of this place because I've been here too long. I'm going home. And something just told me to call my mom. And she already told me, like, and I said, hey, I'm in the United States now, and I'm back on American soil. I want to come see you as soon as I can. She didn't know at the time that my personal love life took an entire dump, and I was literally coming back to Denver to nothing and probably not a place to stay. Luckily, my friends came through. But so I called her, and she said, I'm not feeling too well. I'm going to go to sleep. Call me when you can. And the last thing she ever said to me was that she loved me. And the next thing I know, 24 hours later, I'm still in the same uniform, same clothes. At this time, probably for like 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 days. I don't even know. But I was holding her hand as she passed away. So that really tested who I was, and it tested everything I was ever taught.
I remember those times for you. They were tough ones.
They were, because I literally had nowhere to stay in Denver, because Denver was my home, Denver was where I worked, Denver was where my life was, and my mom and my family back home, I didn't really want them to know what I was going through.
Worry the family.
Worry the family, because I'm one of the people who, like, I'm too headstrong.
Right.
To let them know what's happening to me. I'm gonna, whatever it is, I'm gonna get through it.
She got kicked around like a dog. Life kicked her around like a dog.
Yeah.
I can personally attest to that because I saw it.
Yeah.
My heart broke. Actually, your whole work family's heart broke for you.
Yeah.
We were behind you. We love you, and it was a tough time.
Yeah.
It was a tough time to see you go through that.
I mean, I remember days I didn't remember how much I ate, or if I ate that day, or how much. I know that I drank, though. I mean,
or how she got from point A to point B, but she did, and she still showed up to work.
And I was always on time and everything like that. So, I mean, for an entire 6 to 8, maybe even 9 months, I don't remember what I dealt with on a professional basis. I don't remember who I was talking to, which friends I was talking to, but I know that they were all there. That was the roughest time, and then I started developing chronic back issues and shoulder issues and migraines and
all that stress.
Yeah, and you know, I kept it all in because there was a stigma that if cops went to go seek help for an emotional issue, they would pull your gun and you would not be able to be a cop anymore.
Right.
So that was the last thing I wanted to happen. And that affected me. It hurt on the inside, like way deep down. But it wasn't until I actually was talking to someone who is not involved in the cops squadron at all, that, like, you should get help. And you're not going to be okay until you let go of some of these things.
What are you guys doing? I'm getting shot. I'm under attack over here. Okay, Ari. No more. There we go. Pause number 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but I got shot with a dart.
Again, well, I am a cop. I have a bunch of Nerf guns.
That's awesome.
We got to teach gun control and gun knowledge to little children.
And it's fun. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. So, let's see. We were at, I guess my mom.
Your mom passed. No. Where we were at is somebody told you it's okay to get help. You should seek help. Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest steps in my career. And I was literally at the end. Like, there was no more. I had no more capacity to try to hide anything that was happening to me. I was drinking. I was isolating, self-medicating, self-isolating. And it was a very dark road. And to me, at that point in my career, my life, was a very short one. I didn't see myself being 32 with a 5-year-old. So I went to get help, and my guns got taken away, just like everybody says it does, but it was taken away because I chose to make sure that I was in a position to become a better leader, become a better person, become a better mom, become a better friend.
Okay, Ari, go down.
That wasn't me.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
We're almost done.
We're almost there. So, and since then, I mean, it's been 4 years since that, since I got help, and I went to actually therapy and talk about all these things and deal with the military stuff and deal with the personal stuff. And I see an entire full life that I want to reach old age.
Yeah.
And before I did, I mean, I still have the back pain, the hip pain, the shoulder pain, but I think I can make it work for at least another 60, 75 years.
I love her thinking, 60 to 75 years.
Yeah.
I love that thinking. So before we get shot again, I need to know, what does the world look like through Christine colored sunglasses?
Oh, that's a tough one. Comes called time.
It's only 3 questions.
I mean, I think every generation has its historical pieces of the world. Right now, I mean, we're dealing with a lot of social injustice. I mean, let's call it what it is. Social injustice. And you and I are both women of color.
Mm-hmm.
And women of color around the world don't really have a platform to stand on. Like, it's hard to break those glass ceilings to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with enough education, now you don't have to be a bachelor of political science, or you don't have to have criminal justice background
or PhD
or anything. It's a human interaction. It's a human interface education. You know, who are you inside? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? And that's, I think, to me, the world in my eyes needs more fostered partnerships. Because, I mean, you look at, I'm in a position where I meet people who have different titles, up a ladder, down a ladder, and everybody is different in the military.
Right. And
in the military, there are that systematic injustice. It happens almost by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is coming out saying, I'm not going to let you be a pilot because you're brown or you're black or you're purple or you're white
or woman.
Because you're a woman. It just kind of does that by accident. So what I think needs is just more education on understanding the person that you're talking to, the person that you're interacting with. As a cop, you know, I have to understand who this person is, because and I always go back to that mindset when I first deployed. I thought we were going to be blazing guns, you know, killing all the bad guys. But then in the end, you didn't know who the bad guys were.
Yeah.
And then you understand, you start talking, and it's just like, oh, you're just trying to get clean water. Or you're just trying to be you're just trying to be a person and walk through a neighborhood. It doesn't have to be a black person or a brown person or a white person.
Right.
People have to have that interaction. And I think social media and being on the internet has really taken that human element out of just relationships.
It has, and it's allowed people to shield themselves, their vulnerabilities, and become bullies. But it has also encouraged some of us to show our vulnerabilities and get out there and help everybody. Well, whoever everybody is. Sometimes we want to save the whole world, sometimes we can't, but there's always somebody in our life that needs a step up. Mm-hmm. Not a handout, a step up. And those are the people who I choose to follow, is the ones who are not afraid to show who they are, that they're not perfect, and I'm here to help. What can I do to make this world a better place? And in my eyes, that's something you're always doing. Mm-hmm. Always. I've never seen you be selfish in any way, shape, or form. And I have seen you in moments where you should have been selfish.
Yeah. I try. So in my eyes, if I were to tell everybody how to live in a life that is so crazy right now, so just be more caring and understanding. You know what? There's always going to be criminals. There's always going to be people that want to do bad. Mm-hmm. But don't forget about the people that are not.
Right.
I mean, all cops are not bad. You know, there are some bad ones, but there's always going to be a good guy and a bad guy.
They're human.
Mm-hmm.
They're human just like you and me. And some people don't human very well.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. They'll have to take a repetitive course in their next lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, people say that you have a number to your life, mm-hmm. and I guess they can figure that out from your palm.
Something about your lifeline and everything.
And they figure out. But I guess they can tell how many lifetimes you've already lived.
And that's interesting.
I think and it's like out of a 10, I believe, and I'm number 8.
Oh, wow.
Somebody read my hand and said I was a number 8.
Wow.
So who knows what happens after 10 lifetimes? I don't know.
So are you telling me that the amazing people in our lives have already been through this almost a dozen times?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
You didn't get it right the first time.
Yeah. This is just your step. You're learning every single time. But, I think right now, especially, there's so much division in every facet of our life. Football teams, baseball teams, what work is good work, what work is not good work, what work is selfish. Because, I've always thought, like, corporate world, pretty selfish, because they take a lot of money.
Well, everybody's replaceable.
Yeah, everybody's replaceable, and I found that out the hard way, but a way. And I feel like if people just understood who other people are, the world would be just a little bit nicer.
Agreed. You don't know what somebody's going through. If they are having a good day, a bad day, just lost somebody in their life, you have no idea. I think just a little kindness and patience is warranted.
Yeah.
That's
not saying that if somebody came at me right now, I'd be ready to take them down. Just
you don't
saying.
invade this house, baby. You just don't.
These locks are for y'all's protection, not mine. But Christa, you do good work. I'm glad to be your friend.
I'm happy.
Lucky to be your friend.
I'm honored to be yours. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing a little bit of who you are with an audience who some you may know, some you may not know, but this reaches a lot of people. And the whole idea of this is to just let people know that those amazing people who they see up on a pedestal are just people living life every day, going through the same struggles, sometimes worse, sometimes not so bad, but we are just people trying to make it from day to day also.
Yeah, exactly. Day in, day out. But, on my deployment, they call me One-Liner Lew. So
let's have it.
I always wish that I was cross-eyed.
Okay, why?
So I could see you twice. Use it. It works.
Oh boy, that is too cute. Well, on that note, we're going to end Café con Christa, and we'd love to thank you again for watching this episode and for being patient with us while we're dealing with little people as well.
You little jerks.
You guys enjoy and have a great day.